Ogata, Ito, got a minute? 30 minutes after the 9 a.m. start, caught by the manager, I, Kentaro Ogata, pause my work and stand up. This is the Nagoya branch sales department of Actuary MATOMO Inc. What is it, Manager Kuwana? He's Noboru Kuwana, who transferred from the HQ 3 years ago when the web development division was launched. Yup, it's about the new mid-career hires. His transfer was partly due to big changes in HQ personnel, but mainly to rebuild this branch. Yes, the truth is, the previous manager's skills had declined, and the Nagoya branch had been falling apart for a year. It was nearly shut down, but Kuwana managed to turn things around in just 1 year, even after a string of deficits. He's only 2 years older than me. No wonder he was a candidate for the next HQ manager. Instead, Kazuya Hashimoto, one of his former subordinates, was appointed manager at HQ. He's my age, 29, and already a manager. I have nothing but respect for both of them.
So, we're getting new hires? It's been a while.
Yeah, we restarted new grad hiring in Nagoya last year, and that kept us pretty busy. But now things are more stable, so we're slowly starting mid-career hiring to boost our profit targets.
You really helped me back then.
She says with a smile. She's Sakura Ito, one of only 3 assistant managers here. She was promoted to an assistant manager this year after joining as a new grad last year. They're still finishing up training with HR, but I wanted to share this with you ahead of time. We looked up the resumes Kuwana gave us. 2 people will be assigned at the same time. I'll leave it up to you two to decide who goes to which team. 1 man, 1 woman. 1 experienced, 1 inexperienced. And the experienced ones from a rival firm. The experienced one from a rival will obviously be more ready to go. But if I'm training them, I prefer a guy over a girl. I'm good with either. I'll leave it to you, Ito.
Got it, then.
Of course she picked that one. For a moment, Ito glared at me like she was annoyed. But that's how we ended up preparing to welcome the new hires. Then the following week, this is Assistant Manager Ogata from Sales Division 1 and Assistant Manager Ito from Division 2. You two will join their respective teams.
I'm Momo Shimizu. Nice to meet you.
The 2 mid-career hires, now finished with training, arrived in the sales department. I worked front of a house at a restaurant my last job. I'm Chuya Yusui. I changed careers to build funds to one day open my own place. I'll give it my all.
Nice attitude. This handsome, capable guy's coming to my team.
With those words, Ito glanced my way with a triumphant smirk as I stood frozen. She probably thinks I regret my choice of assignment. But I don't. Or maybe I do. For a completely different reason. Because... so short! Right, Shimizu-san. The experienced hire turned out to be quite petite. Well, height has nothing to do with personality, but still. What am I gonna do? I'm already bad at training female staff. Can I even work with her? I'm over 190 centimeters tall, big and expressive, and not great with words. People, especially women and kids, tend to find me scary. Plus, I was in an all-boy kendo club through middle and high school, so I still don't really know how to talk to women. She seems even more timid than I imagined. In this line of work, some quit in just 3 days if they're mentally fragile. No, that's not the point right now. I'm Ogata from Division 1. Nice to meet you, Shimizu-san.
I'm Momo Shimizu. Nice to meet you.
Staggered by how much she resembled a small animal, I managed to switch into assistant manager mode. And so, full of anxiety, I welcomed the new mid-career hire. You probably heard this during training, but after showing her to her seat, I immediately started explaining the job. We're a venture company, so we need people who can hit the ground running, especially experienced hires. For new hires, we usually have them call small businesses where they can directly reach the owner. But experienced hires have full freedom. Pick whatever approach works best for you.
I learned that in training, so it's okay if I just do cold calls, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's best if you can do both. But I think it's better to focus on your strength.
Huh?
I heard you're good at cold calling, right?
Yes?
Then would you rather stick to cold calls? Of course you're welcome to do sales visits if you want to.
I'd like to stick to cold calls. Please?
She declared it so clearly I was taken aback. Right. Then Shimizu-san, you'll focus on cold calling. Let's decide on an industry to target today. Then, based on that, we'll create your script, gather some leads, and start calling from tomorrow.
I'd like to focus on the food service industry. I've already prepared a script.
When I looked at the script she handed me, impressive. It's solid. Probably thanks to some practice during training, it was well structured and usable in our company without any habits from her previous job. By the way, a script is the basic outline for a cold call. For someone like Manager Kawana, though, a script isn't even necessary.
Sei-kun, you'll start with cold calling too. Got a preferred industry? Food service maybe?
Yes! I've worked with food services before, so I think it'll be easier for me. I was even being considered for a promotion to manager at my last place.
Really? That's impressive. Okay, let's have you target food service too. We'll start by building a script. You should still have the one you used in training, right? Try modifying that for food service first.
So Shimizu-san started gathering leads for the food industry ahead of schedule today. And Yusui-kun began working on his script. Then in the afternoon, during the 3-4 p.m. idle time, typical for restaurants between prep and service, we decided to try some actual cold calling, but then...
Sorry to bother you during such a busy time. I'm Shimizu from Actuary MATOMO, Inc.
As soon as the calling started, I froze. Shimizu-san, who had been so timid before, now spoke clearly and confidently. And who might you be?
That's exactly what so many owners say, so that's perfect timing. I'd love to stop by and explain with some materials. Your restaurant's lunch ends at 2 p.m., right? I figured you need about 30 minutes to clean up, so I was thinking of coming around 2:30? Would tomorrow or the day after be better for you?
Before I realized, she was already moving into the close. A few of the remaining office employees held their breath as they watched. 3 minutes passed.
Whew.
That's amazing, Shimizu. You already got an appointment? As Manager Kawana said that, applause and cheers broke out. She's beyond expectations. Even the best hires usually need time to adjust to a new company's style. But she got an appointment with just a few calls. That alone is impressive. But it wasn't just that. She even asked them to have their bank book and seal ready at the close. Yes, that's what really set her apart. The reason her close took about 3 minutes was because of that instruction.
Thank you so much. With restaurant owners, they might make a decision on their own. So I thought they might decide on the spot. Just wanted to be prepared.
The best part of closing on the spot is eliminating the risk of actually, never mind, later. Of course, I want them to be sure before signing. But from a sales standpoint, if we can get a decision then and there, It saves time and reduces risk. And if they're willing to hear the full close, even if it takes time. It means they're genuinely interested, so the lead is high quality. That was incredible, Shimizu-san. Honestly, our small team can't afford to waste time on bad leads. That's why good leads are such a huge help. Thank you.
Not at all. It might have just been luck. So I'll stay focused and keep working hard.
Since Shimizu-san wants to stick to cold calling, I passed the lead to another team member. That's how Shimizu-san's first day ended on a high note. Meanwhile...
Huh. I totally thought she'd quit right away. But she's got skills.
Assistant Manager Ito immediately changed her view of Shimizu-san.
Well, she has experience. Usui-kun, you're starting fresh, so of course there'll be a gap at first. No need to rush. Let's go at our own pace.
Yes, I'll practice over and over until I get results. Leave it to me. Alright, in the end, Shimizu's first appointment didn't result in a sale. They got as far as the contract signing, but the credit card screening didn't pass. But 2 weeks later, on a day off, I was out shopping for a gift to celebrate her first successful sale.
No way! I can't believe you'd actually buy me something just for my first order.
Yeah, that first appointment didn't work out, but the second one did. Well, it's kind of a tradition here. From now on, if you hit your monthly goal, the assistant manager will buy you something.
Wait, but won't that be hard on the assistant manager's wallet?
We've got an incentive system. The ones with the best numbers become assistants, so they're top earners. A little celebration gift is nothing.
But the manager said you might as well ask for high-end brands. So this Kokomo...
Ah, I heard young women like Nunu. I see now. It really is cute.
60,000 yen?
I thought a business card holder would be good. But what kind does Shimizu like? Maybe something simpler, like the Luvda brand this lady here recommends.
Luvda's even more expensive, right? I really can't accept this. I'm grateful, but it's just too expensive.
We stepped outside the store and Shimizu told me that. Shimizu, our company's policy is, if you are a salesperson, earn well, eat well, and wear good stuff. It might sound flashy or materialistic, but that's not the point. The more things you experience, the better you'll be at thinking and feeling. Honestly, nowadays, good products and solid systems sell themselves. Yet salespeople still exist because trust in the person behind the product still matters. So, what kind of salesperson earns that trust? Of course, you need product knowledge and some psychological tricks, and it depends on the customer. But ultimately, it's about being someone people feel they can count on. So I want you to have lots of experiences, failures, and successes to grow as a person. Wearing something expensive is part of that experience. If you wear it, still think it's not for you, that's fine. Suddenly realizing, crap, I rambled again. Did it come off preachy? Did I scare her? As I panicked inside.
I never thought about it that way. Honestly, I just thought it was kind of flashy and gross.
She looked confused, but she wasn't panicked. Totally different than I'd expected.
Assistant Ogata? The reason I joined this company was because they told me I could do only telemarketing if I had the skills. As you know, I was in the sales department of a rival company. Unlike here, they didn't let me focus just on telemarketing.
That rival company targeted the same clientele as us.
I understand it's the sales department, so sales are part of the job. But I'm really bad at it. I know it's not for me. That's why when you said on the first day, better to grow what you're good at, I was honestly so happy. Since I can't do sales, I wanted to contribute through telemarketing as much as I could. So I figured I'd hardly visit clients, and a business card holder would just go to waste.
Well, it's about subtly showing clients that you're successful and trustworthy. But it's not about showing off, so don't worry about that.
Okay. You're right. It's not good to dismiss things before experiencing them. For my own growth, I'll try eating good food and wearing good stuff. And since I won't be doing field sales, I'll just keep racking up appointments non-stop.
Yeah, then let's keep looking around.
Yes! I want to check out Sereneko too.
Oh, nice. There should be one nearby. Let's go look. In the end, we settled on a Sereneko business card holder for her first sale gift. And somehow, the awkward distance between us began to feel more natural from that day on. After that, Shimizu kept booking more and more appointments. Even after we expanded the client types and started targeting larger companies. Her telemarketing skills kept our number climbing. Meanwhile, Assistant Ito's team was constantly struggling with their figures. That's because Yusui was contributing absolutely nothing.
Get it together already! You messed up again? Do you even know how many times that makes?
About 5 months after Yusui joined, Ito was yelling at him practically every day. Sorry. Mid-career hires usually get their first sale by the 3rd month at the latest. But Yusui still hadn't landed a single appointment or contract. Desperate, Ito assigned him to only do field sales to get that first win.
Today's lead was high quality, someone who clearly wanted to sign during the appointment. There was plenty of time, they had a great attitude. Even a new grad could have closed that one unless they really blew it. So what happened?
She took a deep breath, calmed down, and asked. Impressive. Considering she's only in her 2nd year, but... I messed up the contract forms too many times.
What? Messed up the forms?
As soon as she heard the reason, she exploded again. Hearing it out loud made it worse, and I couldn't understand why.
That was covered during your training before placement.
I did it perfectly back then, but I haven't done it since, so I forgot.
Didn't you say you'd keep practicing over and over? Was that a lie? You've been going to sales meetings all this time. How could you forget something like that? It's been 5 months.
I'm really sorry. Ogata, your team met its target this month, right? Why not take Shimizu out for some tea? There's a nice cafe 5 minutes away. Grab some cake and unwind a little. With that, Manager Kuwana handed me a 5,000 bill, and yeah, Ito's rage today didn't look like it cooled down anytime soon. Thanks. Shimizu, you can stop the cold call for today? Let's go get some tea. Don't need your wallet, just bring your phone, okay?
Okay.
Seeing Shimizu nod firmly, I started getting ready to head out too. But things were going great at first. They praised me for knowing my stuff, saying it made sense since I came from the food service industry. When I said my old company still wants me back and even offered a manager position, they started trusting me more.
And yet, why are you bringing that up now? We're talking about the contract forms you couldn't fill out. Are you trying to brag about how capable you are right now? Enough with the smooth talk and excuses. No matter how much praise you get, it's worthless if you can't close the deal.
Just as I finished getting ready and was about to leave the office, while hearing Ito's angry voice.
Even a dropout high school grad became an assistant manager, and yet you, a college graduate, can't even handle this? We're doing a full review starting now. Get back here. Ogata?
About 2 hours later, we finished our tea and returned to the office. But Yusui didn't come back by the end of the workday. In fact, the next day and the day after that, he never showed up again. And then, 3 days after his unexcused absence,
Ito, I think Yusui's gone. You should assume he's not coming back.
Kuwana had called assistant manager Ito to the meeting room for a talk.
I see. Well, I haven't been able to reach him at all either, so that's probably it.
Even if you can't reach him, the company can punish Yusui for this. It's still considered unpaid labor, so by labor law, we have to pay him his wages.
Oh, it's frustrating. After all that training I put into him.
Still, it's not like there's nothing we can do. That part's already taken care of. Ito, in the end, I believe this experience was something you needed.
What do you mean?
I let you and Ogata decide the placement this time. I did that because I wanted to see how you'd think.
Huh?
Let me be blunt. You look down on people based on their education, don't you?
Ito is one of the few high achievers academically in this company. At HQ, there's apparently a sub-manager who's an ultra-elite high-risk from an overseas university. But aside from that rare case, Ito probably has the highest academic background in the company.
You may think you're hiding it, but it's obvious. Especially when it comes to Ogata, who's a late bloomer and only has a high school diploma.
That's not what I meant at all.
Then what about what you said to Yusui the other day? Even a dropout high school grad become a sub-manager, and yet you, a college graduate, can't even handle this? That's what you said, right? I remember it clearly. You didn't name names, but you meant Ogata. Sure, most mid-hires become sub-managers within a year, and Ogata took 2.
Yeah, I joined as a mid-hire when this Nagoya branch opened at 23, but I struggled to line appointments or sales. It wasn't until I was 25 that I finally started getting results and became a sub. A year later, Kuwana transferred in.
But it wasn't because he was a high school grad, and it's no excuse to look down at him. Also, Ogata is the one who practically held this crumbling Nagoya branch together for a whole year by himself. Even with a small budget, managing an entire branch alone is an insane feat. You get that, don't you? Physically and mentally, he's someone worthy of nothing but respect. To look down on that just because of his education or how long it took him to flourish, that's pure arrogance. The only reason he's older than that average sub is because he's been in the role longer. Frankly, he's already qualified to be a manager, but we decided it'd be faster to bring me in to rebuild the branch for now. Honestly, I debated until the last minute whether I should even promote you.
Huh?
But I decided to do it, because I believed making you a sub would help you grow more. I also let you decide between Shimizu and Yusui because I wanted to see how you'd judge them. And in the end, you chose based on not on experience, but on education and appearance. That choice made it clear you haven't grown yet.
Ito was silent for a while, then cautiously asked,
Kuwana, did you know? That Usui wouldn't work out.
Nope, not quite. But I've seen a lot of people quit. I did get the sense he wouldn't last long. But I did know Shimizu will be a quick asset. I was the one who recommended her to this company.
What?
And I also figure Ogata will probably let you make the call. With all his experience as a sub, he doesn't care much about whether someone's experienced or not. More importantly, I figured he'd prioritize your choice at the less experienced sub. You knew that too, didn't you? That's why you looked so annoyed when he said, "I'll leave it to you." This turned into a long talk, but that's why I think the experience was necessary for you. Just like how Shimizu, a junior college grad, turned out better than Yusui, who had a university degree. Having a higher education doesn't always mean better ability. There are plenty of excellent people like Ogata even with just a high school diploma. You need to take that to heart if you want to continue as an assistant manager.
With that, Manager Kuwana left the meeting room. All that was left was a cup of untouched coffee. And Ito, silently crying in frustration, lips trembling. Now let's talk a bit about Yusui. I can't take this anymore. I was never cut out for sales. On the other day he got chewed out by Ito. Yusui dragged himself home instead of going to work. What should I do? I don't want to go back, but I have to. But for days, he was stuck in that endless loop of self-doubt. But yeah, not everything suits everyone. I'm going back to my old job. Luckily, Yusui had left all the company property, except his business cards, on his desk. He figured just holding on to the cards wouldn't be an issue, and fully committed to ghosting. Turns out, getting blacklisted is usually just within the same industry. I want to go back to food service anyway. They even said they wanted me back. Forget starting my own business. I'm better off getting promoted in my old job. It just makes sense for me. No issue at all. Hello, manager. It's Isui from before. Long time no see. I've been thinking it over, and I'd really love to come back. So, Yusui contacted his old job right away. He expected a warm welcome, but the response wasn't what he imagined.
Oh, hey, long time. Sorry, but I need to retract the offer for the manager role.
Huh?
Isui, did you actually submit your resignation at your current job?
Huh? Yep. Despite all that proud talk about his past experience, he had openly mentioned the restaurant name at work. Sensing something was off when Yusui didn't return that day, Manager Kuwana visited his old workplace the next day pretending to be a customer and explained the situation.
You probably had a hard time in a completely new industry. Giving up is one option when things don't work out. But ghosting like this, that's not okay. If you want to stand by your choices, you need to do it properly. Sorry, but I can't hire someone who talks a big game but doesn't show any sense of responsibility. Given our long history, I can offer you a spot as a part-timer. That's all.
And so, due to that whole ordeal, Yusui ended up getting blacklisted from the food service industry too, which led him to be becoming a freelancer, taking on contract work. I hate this. I was supposed to be a manager. Then again, just being offered the role doesn't mean he was actually qualified to manage a restaurant. Clinging to past glory and running from failure, he ghosted yet again. And eventually, he was even hit with a claim for damages.
Sub-Manager Ogata, you really are amazing.
A few days after Yusui disappeared, we were here today celebrating yet another one of Shimizu's Go achievements. She'd said she wanted to try high-end sushi this time, so we came to a fancy sushi restaurant. By the way, after that, Ito did apologize to me. Since then, her attitude's been fine. Nah, I'm just too stubborn to give up. Unlike you, Shimizu, I wasn't good at cold calls or walk-ins. I had nothing I was naturally good at.
So that's why you said it's better to focus on strengths. But to work hard without having a strength, I think that's way more impressive. You must be incredibly responsible and strong-willed. You're a genius of hard work.
People who become assistant manager or managers usually have some kind of talent for sales. For example, Manager Kuwana is extremely good at closing unexpected deals. Shimizu's case is a perfect example. So, how did Manager Kuwana even discover you?
Well, apparently he had a hunch for a while that there was a great cold caller somewhere. Then he analyzed the pattern of mistakes and traced it back to me, and scouted me directly.
Unreal. That guy once tracked down partner firms when he worked at HQ. There are rumors his private life has been rough, but to me, he's just an insanely talented boss.
One tuna sushi coming up?
It's delicious!
Everyone's got different talents, so sometimes what you want to do and what you're good at don't match. But how you reconcile that and what choices you make, that's up to you. So with that said, hey Shimizu, I know this might be out of line given my position. That's why I want you to hear this not as your boss, but just privately. I like you. Sorry, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah, things have been a little awkward between us lately, and I know exactly why. Because of her response, our relationship has felt less natural than it did before. But maybe that's just our way. I'm bad at love, but I still want to choose the path where I become her partner.
I'm the one who gets to look at Teacher Doi.
Let's play cops and robbers outside. For example, when all the girls in kindergarten were having their first crush stolen by Teacher Doi, and the boys had grown bored of tag and moved on to a slightly fancier version, I was...
Kazuya, all the other boys went outside. Are you sure you don't want to go?
Yeah, I'm good. I was mesmerized, staring at the Hina dolls. My name is Kazuya Hashimoto, 4 years old. The princess in a 12-layered kimono displayed in the classroom was my first love. Teacher, I'm gonna marry the Hina doll.
Kazuya, the Hina doll is already married. No matter how much you like her, you can't.
Huh? Why not?
Because only a scumbag steals another man's wife. I won't allow it. I'll make them pay alimony and drag them both to the depths of hell.
Okay, I'll give up on married ladies. And so, thanks to my teacher at the time, I was successfully prevented from becoming a lifelong Netori fan. But my tastes continue to be out of sync with everyone else's. That being said, I never thought I was particularly different. I only became aware of it in 4th grade. Huh? You like her? That day, we had gathered at a friend's house after school to do homework together. Like? I mean, she's cute, right? Not just her personality, her face too. Huh? Her face? You think she's cute? No way, man! Don't laugh so much. That's rude to both me and her. I mean, yeah, she's nice, but... Alright, then who do you think is the prettiest? Strictly by looks? I should have stopped, but I was a kid back then. So, confused, I named someone else. Dude, no way! The other kids told Doki off for making fun of me, but when it came to my choices, they all agreed with him. In other words, it was clear that Doki's perception of cute and beautiful was the norm. Hashimoto, turns out you've got an ugly face fetish. And that's how I realized my tastes were different from everyone else's. Huh? Now, as an adult, I wake up an hour earlier than everyone else to increase my annual income.
That's why I, Reika Saonji, am in love with you, Hashimoto? I suppose I wouldn't mind dating you.
Kazuya Hashimoto, at 25 years old, employed at the venture company Actuary MATOMO, having exclusively dated women who fit the ugly category, for some reason, found himself being confessed to by a ridiculously beautiful anime-like blonde ojo-sama with drill curls. She was Reika Sayonji, a fresh graduate who joined the company this year. Just as her name and appearance suggested, she was a genuine rich girl. The day she arrived, a black luxury car pulled up in front of the company, and a stunningly handsome butler stepped out to greet her, leaving the entire office in shock. Why did someone who clearly doesn't need to be here join a company full of people desperate to raise their annual salaries? Incidentally, her butler's name was apparently Francois. Why me? We've never even spoken before. She was still in training and hadn't been assigned to a department yet, meaning we had zero interaction.
Do I need a reason to fall in love? I confessed because I like you. It's as simple as that.
Oh.
So, what's your answer? But don't rush. I am me, after all. I understand a man's desire to play it cool.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I can't return your feelings, Reika. I appreciate you telling me, but...
Why not? Is there someone else in your heart?
No, it's not that.
Then why? I know this company is known for its meritocracy and refusal to bow to power. So I can understand why my family's status wouldn't interest you, but...
She seemed really confident. I hesitated over how to phrase my response. To put it simply, you're not my type.
Not your type?
Ching! Reika freezes, drained of color. I really am sorry. There were other reasons, like not knowing her well, but that was the biggest one. It all came down to the fact that I was just really into ugly faces. Sorry for being so blunt, but... Hashimoto, you're a cruel man. Everyone's watching. Yes, we're in the middle of a lunch break. Everyone had gathered to see us. It was Kuana who spoke to me, by the way. Kuana sounded just like Doki, but... apparently, his ex-girlfriend frequently cried to him about being cheated on by her new boyfriend. Unlike Doki, though, he was actually a decent guy, a hardworking, unlucky soul.
I deeply apologize!
And just like that, Reika Sayonji's confession turned into a public spectacle. Whether this incident had anything to do with it or not, a few months later, she was assigned to my department.
I deeply apologize for disturbing you, I am... not interested.
Our company, being a venture firm, expects new graduates to start contributing immediately upon assignment. Among them, sales positions initially target small to mid-sized companies where they can directly connect with CEOs. Sayonji quickly hit the wall of cold calling. Even regular women struggle with this and sometimes cry. Could this be too harsh for Sayonji? I thought she might give up quickly, but contrary to my expectations, she kept pushing forward.
Hashimoto, may I have a moment? I'd like to get your opinion on something. During my cold calls earlier, most prospectives hung up before I could even introduce myself. I can't even start a conversation.
Got it. Let's try a roleplay. Can you call my work phone? After each cold call session, I listen to her calls to evaluate her performance. I see. This isn't about the script, it's the voice.
The voice?
They hang up because your voice is too sharp over the phone. You're mostly calling salons, right? Salon owners tend to prefer a calmer tone. You should try to sound more relaxed.
I see. I never considered that.
Try speaking gently and politely. Your script is fine. so I think that alone will make a difference.
Thank you, Hashimoto. Can we practice again?
After practicing with me, she started getting more prospects to listen. She even secured some appointments and began making sales visits. But
Hashimoto, I'm sorry. I failed my sales pitch.
it's okay, you did your best. I'll be back after my meeting, and we can review it together. Cold calling and in-person sales are different skills. Saionji kept struggling with closing deals. She does fine in practice though.
Hashimoto, welcome back.
About 3 hours later, when I returned to the office, Saionji was practicing her sales pitch at her desk.
I heard you closed a deal in just an hour and a half. And an instant contract, too. Incredible.
Thanks, but it was because of the lead you secured. Yes, today's deal came from Saionji's appointment. She had already booked 2 successful leads in the past. Alright, let's review. Yokoi, what do you think? The one evaluating her now is my first subordinate, Toranosuke Yokoi, who accompanied her on this meeting. I already told her, but I think it's the wrong industry fit. I see. Saionji, you chose the salon industry because you're familiar with it, right?
Yes, I love beauty and have studied a lot. I've even tried different treatments abroad.
I see. Salons can't afford unexpected visitors, right? Even if they set aside time for you, I think that pressure gets to you. So you start rushing into technical details too quickly, and it ends up feeling one-sided. Yokoi is 23, younger than me, but since he joined straight out of high school, his sales experience is longer. He's bad at cold calling, so he doesn't hold a title, but his closing skills are solid. Yeah, I get it. When you know a lot about a topic, it's easy to start rambling when nervous. One more thing, when you panic, your fancy way of speaking comes out more. Having a gold-haired, drill-curled lady go on a rapid-fire sales pitch is kind of scary. Yokoi, stop! Oof! He's a tall, slim-built guy over 180 centimeters. He casually says harsh things with a smile. Sorry, I should have caught that earlier. So yeah, I think Yoko is right. We should change industries. We need a field where you have more time and where your personality might actually work in your favor. Alright, from now on, Saionji, you will...
Huh?
Saionji widens her eyes in surprise. I nod firmly. A month later, in November. Yes, Saionji, you did it! Your first deal! On a sales visit where I accompanied her, Saionji finally landed her first contract. A few steps after leaving the client's office, I couldn't hold back my excitement and stopped to tell her.
Yes! I did it! I can't believe just switching to construction made such a difference.
Yes, I switched her target industry to construction. Saionji had no prior knowledge or connections there. Construction allows for longer meetings after work. Plus, your personality works well with the older guys in the industry.
I never imagined just being myself would be this effective. And to think they signed on the spot. This was all thanks to your guidance, Hashimoto. I'm truly grateful.
You're the one who kept pushing forward, Saionji.
No, that's thanks to you as well, Hashimoto. Now I finally understand why you rejected my confession.
Oh,
Back then, I had no charm at all. That's why I wanted to get closer to your type. I wanted to become more attractive. That's what kept me going. Hashimoto, do you think I've become a more attractive woman?
as I saw the hope and doubt in her eyes, an overwhelming sense of regret hit me. If only I had explained myself properly back then. Saionji, you've always been an attractive woman.
Huh?
It's just that when I said you weren't my type, I have a thing for unconventional looks.
Unconventional looks?
Yeah, my taste in women has always been a little off. From 4th grade to middle school, I was teased by Doki for my taste in women. If people found out who I liked, it meant they would be called unattractive. Every time I saw the girl I liked looking embarrassed or hurt, I began to believe my preferences should stay hidden. I should have told you earlier. I'm sorry. As we talked, Saionji's ride arrived. Well, I'll be heading off. You did great today.
Hashimoto?
Throughout middle school, I tried to keep my preferences secret, but this time, that secrecy backfired. And so, Saionji's first contract day ended on a bitter note. But the next day, her client's credit check was approved, and her first official deal was finalized. And then, a week later, I had splurged on a high-end restaurant to celebrate Saionji's first successful deal. Welcome! Huh? Wait, are you Hashimoto? The waiter who greeted me turned out to be none other than Doki. This is the worst. It's been a while. You never come to reunions. What are you up to these days? I work in sales at an IT company. Anyway, can you show us to our table? It's under the name Hashimoto for 8 p.m. Alright. And this lady is your guest? Yeah. Seriously? You, the guy with a thing for unconventional looks, are on a date with a stunning beauty? Guess you finally woke up. Saionji's expression shifted at those words. I kept my tone as calm as possible. It should be a table for 3. One of my subordinates is running late because a meeting dragged on. Yeah, I know. I was just joking. No way would you bring a third person on a date. Or then again, maybe you would, since you never really grew out of that weird taste of yours. You seriously need to drop that joke. You're an adult now. Even our classmates and teachers told you to cut it out. Luckily, he was the only one who ever teased me about my taste. Even after repeated warnings, he never stopped. Over time, his personality got worse, and he even got into fights. Eventually, I remember that he no longer had anyone he could call a friend. What? I'm just stating facts. Honestly, having your taste might be a good thing. Because you could build a harem of ugly girls easily. That's not possible with normal preferences. Man, you must be living the dream. Doki, you work in a place like this, but I see you haven't changed at all.
That's quite a narrow-minded perspective.
What? Before I could say anything, Saionji spoke first. Her gaze was piercing, as if she saw through everything. I held my breath.
So according to you, it's normal to be attracted to beauty, and women who aren't conventionally beautiful are undesirable. And because of that, you assume they'd easily fall for anyone who approaches them. Is that what you're implying?
Well, yeah. What's with the way she talks?
I understand your point. There are certain facial features that are generally preferred. I too believe in that standard and held confidence in my own looks, but I've come to realize how shallow that thinking is.
What are you trying to say?
In short, there are global standards for certain things, and knowing them is part of being educated.
Reika lowers her gaze for a moment as if recalling something. Then, with a small smile, she looks at Doki confidently.
But whether someone finds something attractive is an entirely different matter. There is no absolute answer when it comes to personal preferences. They're essential in shaping who we are as individuals. Therefore, no one has the right to mock another person's preferences. From what I've heard, you've been ridiculing Hashimoto for years over this. That is not only disrespectful to him, but also to those around him. I demand that you apologize.
My apologies, but this is a private matter. If I've offended you, I sincerely apologize. Please, let me escort you to your seats.
Are you listening to me? I said I demand an were a private matter, you should have said so in private. But you're currently on duty.
Tch, you little brat. Just because I was being polite, you think you can talk down to me? What are you doing? I deeply apologize. We'll take him to the back immediately. However, Doki is well over 180 centimeters tall. He has a strong build, making it difficult to drag him away. We should probably just leave. Sayonji, Yokoi is on his way here. Would you be okay going somewhere else? Or we can reschedule.
If that's what you wish, Hashimoto. Though, I'd like to visit a more commoner-style restaurant sometime.
Heh, I don't care if you're some fancy rich girl, talking all high and mighty with that weird speech. You work in IT sales, don't you? No real rich girl would ever work there. I refuse to serve the likes of you. At those words, just as I was about to leave, my feet came to a halt. Enough already! I deeply apologize. Please, just leave it be and head home. I don't care what you say about me anymore, but Doki. She's a true lady who understands the value of things. And tonight was supposed to be a celebration for her first successful deal. I don't need an apology, but you will apologize to her. At those words, Doki's face twisted in anger. You've got to be kidding me! Who do you think you are, acting all high and mighty? Like hell I would listen to you, you damn! Doki breaks free from the staff's grip and charges at me. It's a short distance. I had no time to dodge. My cheek burns. The pain quickly intensifies. I realize, with a slight delay, that I've been knocked down. Sayonji, step back. It's not safe. Call the police. I taste blood. My vision sways, but I try to move Sayonji away. What are you doing? Yokoi had arrived. Seeing me about to take another hit, he immediately tackled Doki. You saved me, Yokoi. Damn, you're strong despite being lean. Anytime, boss!
Hashimoto, are you hurt?
Damn it, let go of me! Sayonji helps me up. Doki is still trying to resist, and he's becoming impossible to handle.
Could someone call the manager? I'll contact my father. Huh? Yes.
Huh? Father? You've heard of the Sayonji group, haven't you? She's the only daughter of the main family. What? The Sayonji group is an old financial conglomerate that every Japanese person has heard of at least once. Later, I learned that Sayonji's family was not entirely unrelated to this restaurant.
I've explained the situation. They'll handle the rest. This method is generally frowned upon in business, and I don't particularly like it either. However, my dear one was assaulted in his private life, so I suppose I have no choice.
Wait, dear one?
Yes, unfortunately I was rejected, so it's one-sided, but still.
What? The only daughter of the Sayonji group's main family, a stunning beauty, is into this guy? A sales rep who's into B-tier women?
Is there a problem?
Hey, a mere sales rep? Do you even know who you're talking about? Hashimoto is 25 and already making over 10 million yen a year as a top-performing salesman. What? He's a great guy, makes good money, and honestly, I think he looks amazing. You have no right to belittle someone as outstanding as him.
So, when can we expect your apology?
I'm terribly sorry. At last, we were able to leave the restaurant. Meanwhile, Sayonji's father, the head of the Sayonji group, was furious over how his daughter had been treated. We had to give statements to the police, and as a result, Doki was arrested for assault. Why am I getting arrested? His previous violent incident had been when he was a minor, so normally, this would have been treated as a first offense with a suspended sentence. However, this time, power came into play. Since he showed no remorse and had harmed the daughter of the Saionji family, the head of the household exerted pressure. Of course, he was also fired from the restaurant. Eventually, even his own family abandoned him. When he gets out, finding another job will be extremely difficult. One would think the restaurant would struggle after such an incident. However, thanks to the Saionji family's intervention and consideration for the other staff's handling of the situation, the business was allowed to continue operating. I couldn't help but feel a little conflicted about how powerful influence could be when used for the right reasons.
Wow!
That night, at Saionji's request, we ended up at a casual izakaya instead of a high-end place.
I've always wanted to walk into a place like this and say, I'll start with a beer.
I see. A place like this must feel fresh for you. Alright then. Once again, congratulations on your first successful deal, Saionji. Cheers! Cheers! Hey, Saionji, can I ask something? Why'd you even join this company? By the time she had ordered her second beer and was getting hooked on octopus wasabi, Yokoi asked a question we had all been wondering.
I have a quiet and reserved cousin. That cousin once defied her parents and chose to attend a public high school in search of a boy she met as a child. After reuniting with him, she became full of life. Not only that, she even cleared a challenge set by her father and got engaged to the guy. So I became curious about what the outside world had to offer. That's why I joined this company, which is known for valuing ability over connections. And then, there was someone who arrived at work earlier than anyone else every morning and diligently did his job. Even though he was already skilled, he kept pushing himself. That dedication was truly inspiring, and before I knew it, I had fallen for him.
I had been fixated on increasing my income, craving recognition from others.
It turned out I had been watched all along, Hashimoto. I still like you. I may not be your type, but even so, I will make you fall for me.
Personal taste is just another aspect of individuality. It sounds simple, but it's actually quite profound. This lady taught me that. Wait, could it be that I... And perhaps one's tastes can unexpectedly change depending on time and circumstances.
Yokoi, I will never lose to you! I had my suspicions, but now it's confirmed! Hashimoto, you're totally into seniors like Yokoi!
The conversation between my two subordinates took an unexpected turn. Huh, even you, Saionji, won't take Hashimoto from me. Before you get to him, you'll have to get past me, his first subordinate, his mentor in sales, and his right-hand man. Yokoi, don't encourage this. Listen, Saionji, I was just about to express the feelings that had just begun to bloom inside me. The opposing shouts echoed in the izakaya, and the moment of my confession was...
What a fine morning it is once again, Sakurada. I bought too many of the popular croissants from the neighborhood, so I'm sharing the bounty.
It's currently 9:45 a.m. The scene playing out before work begins is a daily occurrence here. My name is Shotaro Sakurada. I've been working in the newly established web production division at Actuary MATOMO Inc. for the past 3 years. I'm a 25-year-old web designer. Are you both sure? Thanks.
No, thank you as always.
Sakurada-kun, you're always helping me out, so if you ever need anything, just let me know. I'll help too. Still the popular one, aren't you, Sakurada?
Ah, Director Hosho. Good morning. The one who called out to me was my direct supervisor, web director Ryuki Hosho. She's said to be 170 centimeters tall and lives up to her name with a tall, elegant beauty. She's so admired that even the sales division has fans of her. What a blessing to the eyes she is. Wow, so pretty. I've always had a soft spot for beautiful things. There wasn't a specific reason. I just liked them before I even realized it. It's probably some kind of DNA thing. Though, thinking back, I do get super embarrassed by some of those moments.
Hey, Sakurada, about today, if it's okay, would...
Morning.
Ah, good morning, sir. That's when it hit 10 a.m. and the department head showed up. He's Renya Yamato, the manager who moved our web production division when it was launched. He was originally an engineer, but the president wanted a sales rep with tech knowledge when the company was founded, so he was more or less forced into sales. And somehow, he just ended up becoming a manager. His words, not mine. Sorry, Director Hoshio. What was it about today?
No, it's nothing. Look, the morning meeting's starting.
Yeah, she really is beautiful.
Hang in there, Director Hoshio.
Same old schedule being read out, same old eye candy viewing. I thought today will be another one of those same old days, but that will all change this afternoon.
Huh? Aren't you the clueless idiot who confessed to me?
Long time no see, Mita. The client I had a meeting with turned out to be a former classmate who once laughed on my confession. That was back in my first year of high school. Mita's really gorgeous today too. She was a top tier girl in our grade, a member of the dance club known for its cute elite members. That was Aiba Mita. We actually talked a lot, even hung out sometimes, but I was clearly not on her radar. Still, maybe if I confessed, she'd start to see me in that light? Okay.
What? Why so formal? I've got club practice.
Figured it was now or never, so I caught her out after school that day. Sorry, I won't take up much time. So, I like you, Mita. I know you don't see me that way, but if you could just start to think about me even a little.
Wait, are you serious right now?
Did I say something funny?
Oh, it's hilarious! I mean, I had a feeling when you called me out, but it's you!
Sorry, but why is it so unthinkable that I confess to you?
Because... You're just a nice, goofy mood maker. You can play sports, sure, but your grades are meh. Your face is average.
She counted off all the reasons I was impossible, and when all her fingers were up, she scoffed and said,
Basically, you're just way out of your league. There's a difference between brave and foolish. Try not to be such a clown.
And just like that, I was rejected. The next day she told everyone, and I became the class joke. Luckily or unluckily, I had a goofy character persona, so I turned it into a gag and moved on quickly. But yeah, even for me, that one stung a little. It was one of my Black History moments. The day I learned that beautiful roses have thorns. Running into someone like that in a work meeting? What is it? A love comedy manga? Oh wait, I guess this is a love comedy manga.
So you two know each other, but this is work, so let's stay professional.
The one who instantly picked up on the situation from our exchange was our company's sales rep, assistant manager Sayonji. She's apparently the only daughter of the main branch of the old money Sayonji family, an absurd rich young lady. Why someone like her ended up in a flashy startup sales division like ours is beyond me. Alright, since time is limited, let's jump straight into it. First, the number of pages in the contract. Once we switched into work mode, she acted completely professional. I let out a sigh of relief. So, based on that, I've brought a few design proposals.
Understood. We'll take these back to the office and discuss internally.
Of course. Next, regarding the SEO strategy. 2 hours later, after parting ways with Sayonji, I found myself sighing like crazy back at the office. The meeting ended without issue, but I have to see her again. I can't help but think things only went smoothly because Sionji was there. I've been working on those for years, so I want to believe that's not the case. But doubts creeps in.
That's quite a sigh.
Ah, Director Hosho, I'm back.
Welcome back. I'd like to report on the meeting ASAP, but it's rare to hear you sigh like that. Did something go wrong?
I hadn't planned on letting that side split out, but I'd let my guard down in the hallway. Still, I'd never skip out on reporting to my team. Actually,
Right. That's the situation. Sounds like things might get complicated.
after I laid everything out, including the past, Director Hosho paused for 3 seconds before responding.
Want to switch assignments? If I push a little, I could probably...
No, switching for such a personal reason would be inappropriate. Sure, I was hurt back then, and I'd be lying if I said I felt nothing now, but... That's exactly why I want to face it head on this time.
Huh?
I hate running away. If there's a wall in front of me, I say bring it on. Actually, it makes me feel fired up. And of course, I'll pull this off regardless of the personal stuff. It's our first big name client after all. Yeah, this was our first contract with a major company. And if we pulled it off, we were set to receive further ongoing contracts too. In that sense, it was a high stakes, high reward kind of project.
Okay. If you're that determined, I'll leave it to you. But if it gets too much, promise you'll speak up right away. The contract is important, but so is your well-being. I'm on your side, okay?
Woo! Director Hosho, you've got this!
You're so cute today, too. Good luck!
Yes, thank you so much.
Did she just sort of notice me?
Her hands were so warm when she grabbed mine. After promising to keep her updated, my earlier gloom had vanished, replaced with a fresh burst of energy as I headed back to my desk. Director Hosho really is a great boss. If I were me, I'd totally think she was in love with me. Alright, time to get fired up.
Yeah, no way he realized anything.
And then 2 weeks later, I'm heading out for the day. There I was, completely wiped. I'd been naive. There was no way working with Mita would go smoothly.
Good work. Make sure you rest properly over the weekend, Sakurada.
Got it. I think a friend's visiting, so maybe I have them cook for once. Wait, did I even say that out loud? In these 2 weeks, Mita had totally run me ragged. For example,
Hey, so about the design, I want to change it again.
she'd already requested 2 changes to finalize designs.
Email? Oh, I haven't checked it yet. I was busy yesterday. Just do whatever there.
Says it's up to me, but the complaints later. 2 weeks of this, and now...
Wouldn't this look way better with the video? I mean, we're the client. That much service is expected, right?
She dropped a request on me today. If you want a video, there's gonna be additional charges. That's not a freebie. When I told her that, I had to sit through a whole hours of whining. She even brought up high school. What a waste of time. But, well, it ends today. Realizing it wasn't sustainable, I filed a complaint. Her boss immediately came to apologize. So, instead of me being replaced, she was removed from the project. Kinda anticlimactic, honestly. But I was being way too optimistic. Again. 2 months after that, work had been going smoothly, with just a month to go before the deadline. On weekends, I cooked with my childhood friend. Life was good. Until I started receiving creepy, anonymous letters. This was the third. It started with 1 strange email a month ago. After 2, it switched to paper letters with disturbing content arriving weekly. What's it say this time? At this point, I'm more curious than scared. Ow! Huh? The pain made me drop the letter. I looked at my finger. Blood was flowing. Was there, like, a razor blade inside? I thought stuff like this only happened in fiction. Ha! Can't believe it's real. Yeah, this is police level now. It's past 6 p.m. today, so I'll take half a day off tomorrow. And I should probably report this to the company too. I just hope Mita isn't behind this. I picked up the letter cautiously. Then came Monday. The police had advised filling a disclosure request, so I headed in during the afternoon and got hit with a bombshell. Huh? They're not renewing the contract. Why? Director Hosho told me this project would be our last with Mita's company.
Why? Because I filed the complaint. Because we don't do business with companies that have employees who send threatening messages to ours.
Huh? We heard about it. Sakurada, you're being harassed.
Threats? Unforgivable. We absolutely reject anyone like that.
Wait, hold on. I'm not following any of this. How do you all know about the threats? Did you figure out who sent them? When did you even start investigating?
Calm down. I'll give you the short version. Yes, we identified the sender. The IP address traced back to that company.
This happened last week. Turns out we had the IP address already. So Director Hosho and Manager Yamato personally visited the client.
Thank you for seeing us today. We understand Sakurada won't be attending. Is there a problem we should be aware of?
By the way, this woman was assigned as Mita's replacement.
Thank you for making time for us despite your busy schedule. As you said, there's been a slight issue. Actually, Sakurada has been receiving threatening messages.
What? I had no idea. I'm so sorry. Is he alright?
Yes, thankfully, but just to be safe, he won't be joining us today. If anything were to happen to him, it'd be a serious problem.
What exactly is going on here?
Well, you see, Hosho.
So, these are the threatening emails sent to our employee Sakurada, along with the results of our investigation.
The woman in charge glanced nervously at the documents handed to her by Director Hosho. Then, her eyes opened wide in shock.
This is... Yes. The threats to Sakurada were sent from one of your company computers. Judging by the location, appears to be the branch office. We sincerely apologize. We'll launch an internal investigation immediately.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Depending on response, we were prepared to request disclosure and notify the police. After all, it wasn't just emails. Frighteningly, he's been receiving letters now as well. That was too much, so we decided to come here today. To be honest, we wanted to take action immediately. But since we've been doing business with your company, we hope we could resolve it amicably. We truly appreciate your prompt cooperation.
In other words, what they really meant was, we'd love to report this and punish the culprit immediately. But since we're currently working together, a public scandal will hurt both sides. You probably don't want your own employee facing police charges either. So before that happens, track down the perpetrator on your side and deal with it internally.
Also, you mentioned that if this project went well, you'd consider giving us another job. Let's consider the offer off the table. We hope to see appropriate action taken. Our company has no issue with losing a client if it means protecting our reputation.
And just like that, the other company rushed their internal investigation and identified the culprit. This all happened last week, entirely without my knowledge. There are still a few things I don't quite understand, but I get the flow now. From IP identification to suspect confirmation. So, who was it?
Probably the person you were expecting. It was Aiba Mita. She's rotten to the core.
Thought so. I was hoping it wasn't her, but I can't say I'm surprised. More importantly, how did you get the IP in the first place? I haven't requested a disclosure yet, right? And I thought only the person involved could do that.
Yes, though if you have a power of attorney, it's possible, but normally no. But if you can create a trap link, you can get the IP address. Since the IP belonged to the other company, we had them check their logs, and it turned out to be from Iba Mita's computer.
So basically someone replied to the threatening email I received, embedded a trap link, and tricked Mita into clicking it, successfully obtaining her IP address. That IP turned out to belong to our client's network. Then they were able to trace it to her specific machine and identify her as the sender. Okay, I get how you identified her. Since she's known my email since high school, it's possible she used that. But to do all that, someone had to access my personal phone, create the trap link, and send it.
Exactly. Which means, unfortunately, I wasn't the one who found her. I was only informed of the results afterward.
Director Hosho said that with a hint of frustration. At that moment, someone walked back into the office. No way. Renya! You went through my phone, didn't you? The person I yelled at was Yamato, our department head. He blinked at me blankly as I confronted him.
Yeah.
Yeah? Come on! I told you not to go through my stuff!
And I told you to stop using such obvious passwords if you don't want people poking around. You always use someone's birthday, at least put a little more effort into it.
You two really are close, huh?
Right. The truth is, Yamato is a friend of mine 7 years older. He's the one who comes over every weekend to beg for home-cooked meals. Well, yeah. Actually, look, even if my password was too easy, I still have a right to privacy, you know?
Why? You look suspicious, so I checked, saw the threat, set a trap. Then found the letters at your place too, so I followed up. As your manager, protecting my team is the bare minimum.
Well, I guess when you put it like that.
Don't let him fool you, Sakurada. Even a friend or manager shouldn't be going through your personal phone. But he's so cute when he's like this.
And besides, you think I just sit back and do nothing while someone messes my little brother figure?
Damn, he's too good looking. Goo!
Wait, is this really happening?
Something definitely snapped just now, but the tension in the room was too thick to care.
Anyway, so that's that. This project is the last we'll do with that company. They'll probably discipline her today. So you won't be receiving any more threats, don't worry.
Yeah. It still didn't feel real, but Yamato's words gradually sank in. I still don't know why she threatened me in the first place. Probably just pure spite. Incidentally, when Director Yamato informed Sayonji about the situation, this is what she reportedly said.
I felt like canceling the contract immediately after seeing how she treated Sakurada during the first meeting. So really, this is refreshing. I'll just go out and get us another contract. Thanks so much, Yamato Manager. Oh, I suppose it's Director Yamato now, isn't it?
Later, she even came by personally apologized to me. She wasn't at fault in the slightest, such a sincere young lady. Relief washed over me as it finally felt like everything was resolved, and I gently touched the finger I'd injured that day before. While I was relaxing now, the truth was out.
What were you thinking?
Mita was summoned to a conference room at the HQ, face to face with the company president.
After all the trouble you caused with that client that got you transferred to the branch. Now you're sending threats.
Yes, Mita had already been transferred to a branch office to avoid further contact with me. A de facto demotion.
And now we hear they even received letters from you. Let me just ask, was that you too? Yes. Why? There was a link in the reply. I clicked it and got scared, so I switched to letters. Is that so? Then why go out of your way to keep sending them as letters? Because I couldn't forgive him. I mean, it's his fault I got demoted. I was humiliated by someone like him. That guy who once had the nerve to confess to me in high school now has the nerve to get me demoted. I couldn't take it. What are you even saying? Are you really one of our employees? I hired someone like this? I'm so sorry, President. This is entirely due to my failure to guide her properly. No, this goes beyond a matter of guidance. What is this childish behavior? Where's HR in all this? Don't tell me you've hired more like her. As far as I'm aware, the others are decent, but I can't say for certain. We need to conduct a thorough internal audit. Oh, I'm done listening to you.
With a big sigh, the president turned away. Her mind was already on revising her hiring policies.
The disciplinary action has been decided. You're fired. What? That's the result of discussions between HR and upper management. Gather your things and leave the company by the end of today. Oh wait, you can't just fire me like that, can you? I could sue you now. You're right. It's not easy. Companies have an obligation to protect their employees. But your actions left us no choice but to fire you. You're free to sue if you want. Go ahead. Mita, as your former supervisor, there's one thing I want to tell you. Overestimating yourself means just that. You don't know your own limits. You do well to understand where you stand. Unless you want to fall even lower by continuing to overestimate yourself.
At the very least, her former boss's words seemed to leave an impact. And with that, Mita was officially dismissed under disciplinary grounds. Following her dismissal, the company immediately filed a police report. Once I was noticed, I also contacted a lawyer and filed criminal charges right away. As a result, Mita was arrested for making threats and obstruction of business, and she was ordered to pay me damages.
I always lived as someone above others. When did I become the one who didn't know my place?
Schools have their own unique caste system, and she was probably at the top. But whether she knew her place even back then is something we need to think about when we talk about status. And naturally, her arrest soon became known to our former classmates. At the recent reunion, people flipped on her in an instant, bad-mouthing her without hesitation. I said this to the group. Changing your opinion so quickly isn't a good look. That attitude's no better than hers. Then they fell silent. With that, I left the room in silence. At last, I felt freed from my old delusional mood-maker self, and a huge stain in my past had finally been wiped clean. I never expected to invite male director Hosho. Rewinding a bit, to when I found out about Mita's dismissal. It was Saturday. I'd been invited to a stylish cafe by director Hosho.
Well, once in a while is fine, right? I wanted to come here with you. But then... Why are you here too, Director Yamato?
Huh? He looked like a different person. But yep, definitely Yamato. This is what he's like off-duty. Sorry, Renya insisted on coming. I told him to wait at home, but...
He does show up at your place basically every weekend. Are you sure you're Yamato? You look like a complete scumbag right now.
That's pretty harsh to say to your boss, but yeah, I figured it works since I am a scumbag.
Wow! He's just owning it. And yet that same scumbag used to be top manager in sales, and now he's head of the web division.
He really is amazing. Renya's always been good at navigating stuff, but he's also secretly super hardworking.
I can be this way because you're around. Skipping school, getting into fights, crashing at sketchy friends' places. Then I met this guy, wearing a grade school backpack, no less.
Wow, you're so pretty.
I was running from a guy way out of my league and got my ass kicked. And this kid just stood there, staring at me with stars in his eyes. Like, for a full 3 minutes. Okay, seriously, that's getting annoying.
Sorry. You're just so pretty. I couldn't help it. I love beautiful things and... Wait, you're hurt.
Now you're noticed.
Oh no, we need to treat that. My house is nearby, come on.
What? Hold up. Don't just drag me. Whoa! Kid, you're strong. And that's how I, a high schooler at the time, ended up being dragged to some random kid's house. I still remember the quiet relief I felt when I realized no one else lived there.
Okay, all done.
Hey, why would you patch up some total stranger like me? What if I tried something? It's dangerous, right?
Huh? I guess you're right. I don't normally do this either, but... You're so pretty. It felt like such a waste to just leave you like that.
Huh? It was such a dumb reason. I already knew, whether I like it or not, that I had a decent face. Still, for some reason, those words really stuck with me. Maybe it was because they came from someone so innocent, with no hidden motives. I never cared about looks, but in that moment, I remember thinking I wanted to be someone that this kid could keep calling beautiful. He acts like that moment was some big embarrassing memory. But for me, that moment was everything. It made me want to get away from the bad crowd and become someone decent.
Hey, Renya, you look like you're having fun. What's up? Something funny?
Not really. I was just thinking Shotaro still has a funny looking face.
Hey, you picking a fight? I know, okay, I'm just another average guy blending into the crowd.
If you ask me, you're way more beautiful. But I'm still not ready to say that out loud.
Sakurada, to me, you're more beautiful than anyone.
Huh?
What?
The sudden compliment turned my face bright red.
Your heart, your kindness, there's nothing purer than that.
What's gotten into you, Director Hosho? Thank you, but are you feeling okay?
Hey, Hosho. Who said you get to woo Shotaro in front of me?
Oh? Do I need your permission to flirt with Sakurada now? I thought you were just a friend.
You've always rubbed me the wrong way. Always cozying up to Shotaro even though you're his boss.
And what about you? You always make sure to look directly into his eyes when you greet him, or sneak glances when he's not looking. I used to think, what a creepy boss, but doesn't matter. I'll win him over eventually. After all, I fell for Sakurada at first sight, and then I fell even harder for his kindness. I'm a woman who loves everything about him.
Bring it on, outside now.
Knowing your place, it's surprisingly hard, and getting it wrong is just embarrassing. That's why I always try not to misread the situation, to avoid delusions. Wait, love at first sight?
No, Sakurada, that's not what I meant.
Tch. Hey, Shotaro. You like me better, right? You're always staring at my face after all.
Looks like I've misread the situation again. Go, Director Hosho! Don't give up!
No go, Director Yamato!
What? Traitor!
I'm sorry. But I realized Yamato and Sakurada is too good to resist.
Knowing your place and reading the room, it really is harder than it looks. I've never felt that more than right now.